Okay, here we go. Part 2. Rest of the questions. Let's see. We left off on. We left off on 6, I believe. Yes, so we're on number 6. Okay, number 6. We did the motion map. We did. All right, here we go. Velocity time graph. Now I'm caught up. Okay, so when you look at number 6 here. The first section, we are accelerating, so that means we're going to have a slope that's positive, because we are accelerating in the positive direction. Then, it's a straight line on the position time graph, so we're going to have a constant velocity. Okay, so we are accelerating in the first part, constant velocity in the second part. So what does our acceleration time graph look like? Well, it looks like this. We have a constant slope for velocity in the first section right there. Then we have no acceleration in the second part. So we'll have a positive constant, and we'll have 0. Okay. I'm going to briefly go through the last couple, because I think at this point I think you're catching on to what's how to do these. So 7, we have a positive constant slope, and then we have a decreasing slope. So what are we going to graph on the velocity time graph? Well, it's going to be a, excuse me, where am I at? Okay, let's describe it first. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we have a constant velocity in the positive direction, and then it starts to slow down. So we're accelerating in the negative direction. That's why it is curving downward. So our motion map here, let me go back to just the velocity first. Okay, so our velocity is in the first part, up at the top. We are going at a constant velocity for a little short amount of time here, so all of our arrows are the same. Then it starts to slow down, so our arrows get short. And then our acceleration vectors, well, if we're going at a constant velocity, then we don't have any, so that's why I just put dots. Alright, now we are starting to slow down, but we're still moving forward. So our acceleration is actually going to be backwards. Okay, so it's going to be pointing to the left. So that is our acceleration. So that is going to cause us to slow down. Alright, velocity in time. Okay, so the first part we have a constant velocity, and then we have a negative acceleration. So we're going to have a negative slope, and then a constant. So this is the part right here where we're moving at a constant positive speed. This is where we're slowing down. Alright, so acceleration means we're looking at the slope again. So this right here, this section, we have a constant velocity, so we've got a 0 slope. There we had a negative slope, so we're going to plot a negative constant. And this is all coming from the velocity time graph. Okay, last one. We'll do real quick. This one's a little bit more complicated, so we've got a part where we're curving up, a part where we're curving down. This first part here, our slope is increasing, so our velocity is increasing. Second part here, our velocity, our slope is decreasing, so that means our velocity is decreasing. So the way this will be described is we've got two different accelerations. We've got one in the positive, one in the negative. So the first part we're speeding up, the second part we're slowing down. On the motion map, it's going to be a little different. So what we got here is, for the first part, we have small velocity vectors. So we got small vectors that go to big ones. And then when it starts to slow down, that means our vectors will get smaller to show that we've slowed down. So acceleration, we have acceleration and velocity in the same direction for the first little section because we're speeding up. Then, if we're slowing down, we have a negative acceleration like this. So that is showing that our velocity is decreasing as time goes on. Alright, so velocity, time graph. We are speeding up here, so we're going to have a positive slope. Slowing down there, negative slope. Alright, so moving on. So that means acceleration, we've got a positive acceleration, negative acceleration. And that is pretty much it. Hopefully this helps. and I will see you guys tomorrow.